What do you expect the impact on the markets to be of what we're seeing and hearing today? I mean, we've had no detail as of yet, with the exception of some, I guess you could say, positive comments from both US President Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un from North Korea.
Well, they should sound confident at this point, otherwise they shouldn't have met in the first place. But to be very pragmatic, we don't expect really a significant outcome, either on the positive or on the negative side for the markets. And part of that is some of these things have built up over decades, and it's very, really a stretch to expect them to be solved in just one day. So I think that one of the better takeaways could be that, yes, there will be more talks, maybe some roadmap on the denuclearization, and maybe a partial withdrawal. This would already be a good outcome on the sanctions. But even then, also, by the way, considering we just looked at the Korean market, we did a calculation last year. Whenever there was a missile test, the Korean market responded or went down by 0.1% on average, so which means markets aren't that fearful in the first place. So if there's some relaxation, probably positive, slightly positive, but not a massive reaction.
I know that it's very hard to define exactly what a positive outcome would constitute, but if we do see what you just described, Hartmut, then can the Kospi gap higher?
I think the only way I can see where it really could be a bit more substantial is if there's some sort of agreement, sort of quid pro quo, a bit, lowering the tension, and then maybe some US aid on infrastructure. I think the South Korean side, in fact, many of the companies probably would be eager to provide some aid or some infrastructure build-up. So these so-called reunification plays. But I also have to bear in mind they already have done relatively well, so maybe they run a bit further. But I think it's a bit difficult to really construe a very strong, compelling theme out of this.
What do you make about, sorry if I may, Oriol, what do you make about this, this talk that even the conservative chaebols in South Korea are forming North Korean task forces, and that suggests that when economic cooperation does happen, it could really start to gather some momentum pretty quickly. Does this suggest that this summit happening now could mark a turning point, could be different this time?
Well, that's, I think, what many people are hoping. We're also hoping that, but I think also the history teaches us some lessons that, in several times we have seen reneging on some of the previous agreements. So I think it's better to wait and see whether really things work out very different this time.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.